Hey everyone, and welcome back to another weekly update. So it has been officially 4 weeks since I started on my GLP-1 journey for the third time. If you're new here, I started on Zepbound, the brand name, when I was about 6 months postpartum in 2024. And then the next year, I went to compounded semaglutide from a local pharmacy here. And now I am on compounded Tirzepatide through EllieMD. So it's been 4 weeks. I think my symptoms or my side effects have leveled out a little bit, especially in the past week. I feel totally fine, totally normal, just in time for me to increase my dose tonight. So we're in for another roller coaster ride, which is always the case when you're dosing up and increasing to the therapeutic doses. Pretty much your dose changes every 4 weeks, and until you get to that stable level, you're kind of fighting the side effects, for the first week or two. So I think now I just feel like it's consistent, it's routine. My body, feels better in general. I feel definitely more energized. I would say that the food noise and the side effects have not really been that big of a concern for me because, again, this is just like the loading dose. It's like the baby dose. I didn't expect to lose any weight, even the couple pounds that I did. I don't know if that was the medication or just me starting to be, because I knew I was starting this journey again, just starting to be more intentional about what I'm eating and the amount that I'm eating smaller meals, getting my protein in first. If you guys have watched any of my other videos, you know that I have been talking about this unflavored protein mix that I put into my hot coffee because I love hot coffee in the mornings, and 25 grams of protein first thing in the day, like that's what you need to be doing. If not, I do my iced coffee with like the pre-made protein shakes. But I just can't get away from hot coffee. I'm a year-round hot coffee person. My husband is the exact opposite. He's a year-round iced coffee person. Opposites attract. What can I say? So yeah, I just feel like I've just been getting back into the groove of things. This is not my first rodeo, so I'm very, very familiar with how to kind of support my body through these changes and through the dose changes. Um, Again, this is my first time using EllieMD, so I'm interested to see how the increase in dose affects me with their kind of formulations, I guess. But we'll see. So if you're watching this and you're about to start, or you're also on this same journey, I just want you to know that like the first month, it's not about speed and it's not about your weight loss. Like the first month really is about starting consistency, like starting to get consistent with your meals and your protein, and starting kind of a plan that can help you stay consistent for long-term success. Especially this first month. Like you really just need to get used to and get over the hump of your routine and your habits, and because that's really that's what's going to take you long term. And like just giving yourself grace and the patience at the beginning of this. One thing that came up this month, and I know I've talked about it in my previous update video, was the fact that I think I have lipedema in my arms. Um, it's something that I have been noticing before I even started this medication. My arms, when you feel underneath the skin, it feels like little, like hard rice or like hard balls. And I noticed it especially within the past few months before I started this medication. And once I started investigating and researching it, it clicked that when you have hormone changes like pregnancies, it makes it worse. So yes, after 2 back-to-back pregnancies, this is why I'm noticing it now. And if you watch, of course, I'm showing it. And if you're not familiar with it, I just want to read. It says, lipedema is a condition that affects how fat is distributed in the body, usually in the legs, hips, and sometimes the arms. It's often misunderstood and can look like typical weight gain, but it doesn't always respond to the same way to diet and exercise, which totally fits the bill. I said in my other video, like even when I was in my 20s, hardcore working out, doing cardio, lifting weights, I was down to like less than 150 pounds, the tiniest I've ever been, like even when I was a teenager. But my arms were always the biggest part of my body. My mom's arms and her body is the same as mine. So I don't know if lipedema is genetic. I haven't looked into that yet, but I'm going to assume it is because we're practically the same. So I've just been researching more since this past week about, the stubborn fat distribution and the tenderness in the arms, especially. I don't know if I said this in my last video, but like growing up, my dad would always pinch the back of my arms like to play around with me, and I would always freak out like, "Oh God, that hurts like so bad." And he's like, "Oh, you're being dramatic, blah blah blah." No, it felt like he was pinching a bruise. That's how it felt, like this deep ache. So now I know I'm not being dramatic, and it has always been this way, and it's not in my head. But yeah, so one of the other symptoms, it says tenderness in the areas and the way that your body holds the weight. So I could have been, down to 150 pounds, the skinniest I've ever been, flat stomach, but my arms would always be like that. So, and to be clear, I'm not diagnosing myself. I have not seen a doctor, have not seen a specialist. Nobody has told me for sure that I have this, but just going by all the symptoms and seeing other people online and in social media space, their arms look like my arms, and it kind of just clicked. And what's interesting is I've been reading that there have been some studies coming out where using Tirzepatide has actually helped with lipedema. So it improves your metabolic health, it improves the inflammation that comes along with it, and then just like losing weight overall. Obviously, that's going to help in any case. So there's still a lot of research to be done, both myself and just like in the space in general about this. But I just thought it was really interesting and I wanted to bring it up. And again, for transparency, I'm using compounded Tirzepatide through EllieMD. They actually just lowered their prices to $2.99 a month. That is no matter what your dose is, which is a big thing because a lot of providers, as you increase your dose, it increases the prices, and they don't tell you that in the beginning. So they're really making it accessible for more people, because I think a lot what like the feedback I'm always hearing is like, oh, GLP-1s, if your insurance doesn't cover it, it's so expensive, like it's not accessible to everyone. So I think them lowering the prices, it really makes it more an accessible option for a lot of people. So I just think that's worth bringing up as well. So yeah, 1 month in, again, this is not my first rodeo. It was, not anything new that I experienced, and just interested to see how the next dose, leveling up, seeing how my body reacts to that, and just preparing and supporting my body in the best way that I can. So if you're following this journey, or if you're on a journey of your own, let me know, like, how far along are you? Not in your pregnancy, obviously, that sounds like I'm asking if you're pregnant, but how far along are you in your journey? Let me know. Or if you're thinking about starting out, or if you're just about to start out, if your medication's being delivered like this week, like some people commented on my last video, that they're about to start tonight along with me. So let me know where you're at. Again, I'm building this channel, building this community. I really want everyone to put in the comments, like, start talking to each other, give each other tips. Like, I want this to be an encouraging, like, good place. When you come to my videos, like, I want us, I want us all to be friends. It sounds stupid, but you know what I mean. Like, without creating, some type of like Facebook group or something, I want everyone to know that, like, you're not in this alone. Like, we're all dealing with this together. So yeah, here we go, month 2, leveling up the dose. And as always, I'll be here sharing the honest feedback and honest updates as I go. See you guys next time.